You are afraid of the ocean. Maybe you do not admit it, but your body does. That moment when your feet leave the sand and you can no longer see the bottom. Something in your chest tightens. Something ancient and wordless says, "Do not go further." That feeling has a name. Thalassophobia. Fear not of water. Fear of what is in the water with you. And here is why that fear is not irrational. Here is why it may be the most reasonable thing your nervous system has ever done. 95% of the ocean has never been seen by human eyes. 95%. We have better maps of the surface of Mars than of our own ocean floor. More people have stood on the moon than have reached the deepest point on Earth. 12 astronauts on the moon. 3 people at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. 3. If you fell from the surface right now with no resistance, it would take over an hour to reach the bottom. Drop Mount Everest into that hole. It disappears, with more than a mile of black water still above its peak. Now, let me show you what lies down there. The ocean has 5 layers. Think of them as floors of a building with no lights, no heating, no exits. Floor 1, 0 to 200 meters, the sunlight zone. This is where you swim, where tourists go, where coral reefs live. This is the lobby. Floor 2, 200 to 1,000 meters, the twilight zone. Sunlight reaches here as a pale, dying glow. By the time it hits 1,000 meters, it is gone completely. Floor 3, 1,000 to 4,000 meters, the midnight zone. Permanent, total, darkness. The pressure here would crush a human body like paper. Creatures here make their own light because no other light has ever existed here. Floor 4, 4,000 to 6,000 meters, the abyssal zone. Temperature near freezing, almost no oxygen. The sediment on the floor is made partly of the compressed remains of creatures that died above and slowly sank for thousands of years. And floor 5, the Hadal zone, named after Hades, the Greek underworld. Below 6,000 meters, found only in ocean trenches. This is where the rules of biology start to break. In 1997, a hydrophone in the Pacific Ocean picked up a sound, ultra-low frequency, extraordinarily powerful, detected by instruments more than 5,000 kilometers apart. No ship made it. No earthquake explained it. No known animal on Earth was large enough to produce it. They named it the Bloop. Scientists later concluded it was probably ice fracturing in Antarctica. Probably. That word sits in the official report to this day. Probably. Now let me tell you about the anglerfish. It lives in permanent darkness at 1,000 meters. The female has a bioluminescent lure growing from her head, a light in the dark, to attract prey. The male is born 10 times smaller than her. When he finds her in the darkness, he bites into her body and fuses with her, permanently. His eyes dissolve, his internal organs dissolve. He becomes a living attachment on her body, a sperm-producing growth, for the rest of his life. Evolution built that solution, in total darkness, at crushing pressure, on your planet. In 2004, a camera captured the first photograph of a living giant squid in its natural habitat. Before that photograph, we only knew it existed from dead bodies washed ashore. Architeuthis ducks, up to 13 meters long. For centuries, sailors reported something enormous pulling ships downward from below. They were called liars. They were not liars. There are species at depth we have never seen alive, only dead, only in fragments, only washed up on beaches with wounds from things we cannot identify. In 2012, James Cameron descended alone to Challenger Deep. His vessel was roughly the size of a small car. He sat inside it for hours as it fell through darkness. He described the bottom as desolate, lunar, almost nothing alive. Almost. He saw a small, shrimp-like creature moving across the sediment, at the deepest point on Earth, where pressure is 1,086 times what you feel standing outside right now. Something alive. At the very bottom, where nothing should survive. Something. In 2019, Victor Vescovo broke the record, descended to 10,928 meters. At the bottom, he found a plastic bag and candy wrappers. Human garbage reached the deepest point on Earth before humans did. In 1977, scientists diving near the Galapagos Islands found something that rewrote biology overnight. Hydrothermal vents, cracks in the ocean floor leaking superheated chemical water. Around those vents, in total darkness, in near freezing water, under crushing pressure, entire ecosystems, tube worms 2 meters long, blind crabs, eyeless shrimp, all feeding on chemical energy from the Earth itself. No sunlight, no photosynthesis. None of the rules biology said were required. Until that moment, scientists were certain life was impossible without sunlight. The ocean proved them wrong. At the bottom, in the dark, where no one was looking. This discovery changed the search for life beyond Earth permanently. If life exists here, the conditions required for life on other planets became radically wider overnight. We are now studying the bottom of our own ocean to understand what might live on Jupiter's moon Europa, which almost certainly has a liquid ocean beneath its ice shell. The ocean and space became the same question, asked in 2 directions, down and up. Your brain understands this, not the science, the feeling. In the savannah where your brain was built, you could see the lion coming. In the ocean, you see nothing. The threat has no shape, no size, no sound you can locate. That silence is what your nervous system cannot process. The abyss does not care about you. It was not shaped for you. It runs on rules your body cannot follow. This is the same indifference Lovecraft described when he looked at the stars. The same cold vastness Edgar Mitchell felt when he looked back at Earth from orbit. 2 directions, same darkness, same silence, same answer. The next time you stand near the ocean, do not look at the surface. Look through it. Remind yourself it goes down nearly 11 kilometers in places, that most of it has never reflected human light, that something is almost certainly moving down there right now, something no person has ever seen. The fear is real. The ocean earns it.